Hello everybody, my name is Mehmet Ergin. I'd like to introduce Inspect This today. Avondale is a Salesforce.com app exchange partner. We're proud to present mobile inspections that's powered by the Force.com platform. If you like what you see here today and you want to check it out yourself, you can go to inspectthis.net and from here you can get more information, as well as you can click on the 30 days free trial button and you will see this form. You fill this out, you will automatically get your own login credentials via email, and you will be able to try the application. In order to try the mobile application, you'll also have to download the Inspect This application from iTunes or the App Store, depending on which one you're using. And the credentials that you'll be asked from the App Store will have been sent to you via email if you had initiated a trial. So now I'm going to get to the real heart of the application and do some live demonstrations. Inspect This is a native mobile application built on the iOS and Android devices. What you're looking at here is a live broadcast using Air Server, so it's not a simulator. What I'm about to show you is an actual display of my iPad that I'm holding. The native applications sync in background with Salesforce, so it allows for full mobile high-performance capabilities on the local device. The application itself is built for optimization in the field. So nothing that is not needed by a field agent conducting an inspection or dealing with a work order is here. We built this using focus groups of actual people in the field and using mobile optimized buttons and screens and cards and user interface paradigms. This is important because most of the HTML5 applications or even hybrid applications out there that are not native will not be optimized for field use. So we're quite proud of what we've done with our mobile application. So in our demos of it, demonstrating Inspect This, built and powered on the Salesforce.com platform, I always tend to show off the mobile application first and spend about half of the demo time on the mobile application. It's unique, it's native, and it has a lot of device-specific capabilities. So the modules that it covers is first the sync and configurations. We have a Get Latest button, which will manually bring down everything from Salesforce.com and also send all results back. We have full configuration on how that works. You can work in background sync, behind the scenes every 30 minutes. It can sync every 30 minutes, every 1 hour. You can set it to preserve battery juice. We can have the auto log off procedures. You can see the sync histories. Part of being a native application is also allows for GPS tracking, our ability to add pics, videos, audio, etc., as you're going to see in just a couple minutes here as I conduct the demonstration. We have a My Inspections module here, which will show the inspector everything that he has assigned and all of his existing outstanding inspections. Also, based on the way we've configured it to your settings, you might be able to see historicals there as well. We have full work order tracking so that the technicians who are responsible for repairs or deficiency tracking may also use the work order module for resolutions tracking. Or if the inspector has issued citations or repair jobs, and in the background somebody else on the outside maybe have gotten it, their status will appear here. It's useful in reinspection cycles as well as repair and field technician cycles. We have asset operations here, so you'll be able to pull up any asset that's available in the field. This is important for ad hoc flows. We support both scheduled, as you'll see, we have my schedule button here. We support both a scheduled inspection process as well as an ad hoc random process. So the scheduling is great for when we know that inspections are assignment based or for preventive maintenance on a schedule. Everything is handled in the Salesforce.com consoles, and the field technician just does what they need to do. The inspector does what they need to do. However, in some cases, they might be out there in a location and something has not been scheduled. They can pull up the asset and see the results in real time, which I'm going to show you an example of that as well. I'm diving into my inspections now and show you a variety. I'm going to show you a variety of different inspection forms that we have set up. As I will show you in the Salesforce.com console or our AppExchange application, these forms are all very easy to configure and maintain. No programming is required. We have literally hundreds of different form types in our demo account. Everything is GPS tracked and time stamped. All stage-based durations are collected and auditable in our database. As you can see on the left-hand side, the stages are all color-coded and reflected. So if an inspector has large volume he's dealing with, it's easy for him to sort through what's started, what's in review, what's waiting for somebody else perhaps to do something, what is for inspection waiting, meaning that he's started inspection and he needs to conduct it. If there's any fixes that are waiting because he's issued a citation or a deficiency, it will show up in the status bars. The right hand little bubble ups, that represents map. It would pull up a Google map and give the inspector the location of the asset involved and how to get there. It would route it. So some of these, as you can see here, we support dock walk inspections in marinas, elevator safety unit inspections, property inspections such as at Fannie Mae, office hazard inspections, compliances. We have a cement factory machine inspection that's based on sketch example. You can do field customer surveys. We have an accident report, factory acceptance testing, purchasing exceptions testings. There's a wide variety of these. These little blue areas represent a grouping, and we can bundle inspections together. It's a much more advanced topic, but we do support inspection bundling. So you could be in a construction inspection scenario where you bundle together electrical, water inspections, safety inspections, and a variety of different special investigations inspections into a single bundle. So we have the ability to mix and match a variety of different inspections together. So I'm going to dive in and show you some specific examples. Here's a mixed sample wizard. I'm starting with a generic example so you can see the different types of questions we can set up in our form engine. We have text box, we have the ability to do numbers, dates, multiple text boxes. We can group these things together into various different questionnaire groupings. You can have multiple answer types and pick list values combinations. You can have matrix style, meaning you can pick more than one type of answer. You can do checklist style. We have a variety of different options to configure these forms. It's very flexible. So I'm going to dive in and do a couple of real quick examples here. And as you can see, the answers are being recorded at any given time. Here, dates can be picked using the local date picker. Here's a multiple text box answer where you can answer more than one question, just free-form typing. As you can see, there's buttons on the right-hand side here, which I'm going to explain here. But if you click on the detail icon, you can embed pictures, which are really useful for an inspector to embed either cheat sheets or guides, how to answer a question, maybe a part compliance description. You can embed PDF files to cite government regulations. You can embed an actual guideline for an inspector. So this really helps reduce the inspector workload for looking up things on how to conduct an inspection. We have a little star icon here, so you can see, you can mark things for future reference so you can get back to the answers quickly. What you're looking at here is what we're calling a wizard style. I'm going to show you the long form style in a little bit, but the wizard style is basically one question at a time. And you can see that it has more white space in it, so you can better use the detail. You can add more answer types, so for more complicated answer situations, it's quite useful. For each of these types of answers, you can also add additional commentary in the field. These little four icons here is what makes the device a device versus an application that does not have rich context, device-specific context. You can record audio, you can log deficiencies, you can record audio and you can record video and photos, which I'm going to show you an example here. So we're going to record a photo here. I'm doing this live. Here's a hazard for my cables. I can annotate the pictures using structured annotations or just free-form typing. I can change the coloring of my annotations. I can add text circles, rectangles. I'm going to save this now. As you can see, you could save the original or you can save as a copy, so that you can, if you save as a copy, it allows you to take multiple annotations, so you can create multiple different types of annotations. You can take a picture of an empty room, only limited based on your imagination. I'm not going to demonstrate the video here, but it's the same thing. You just say add video, and anybody who's used to taking video from a picture, you could do that. You can also add files from the gallery. This all becomes proof of the inspection, different questionnaires or work orders, whatever's coming out of it. You can also create deficiencies live on the fly. Now, deficiencies are what we call work orders. They're sometimes called jobs, deficiencies, citations, work orders. Different organizations call it different thing. It's basically a to-do or a follow-up from the results of an inspection. You can manually log these deficiencies one at a time during the course of an inspection. We also have much more advanced work order functionalities, such as being able to automatically create work orders in the back end after the inspection is done based on the results. So if we wanted to configure this, we could say, based on answer really long form number 5, then create work order XYZ. Based on answer really long number 4, number 10, create work order type X of class Z. These are all configurable functionality. So work orders can either be created manually during the inspection process, or we can automatically create work orders based on the actual answers that are available. As you can see in this wizard style, the answers are responsive to here. So there's also a signature block capability where if you conduct an inspection, at the end of the inspection, we can collect the signatures of different people that might be present, such as the customer, the site manager, the operations manager. Here's a different example that I've got that is called the Doorland Management Compliance Questionnaire. This is an audit and compliance example. It's long form as opposed to wizard. What the long form does is allows you to see all the questions and answers all in one, so you can quickly scroll through it. It still has the same blocks of options, so you can add photos, pictures, videos, work orders, and see details, recording and audio. All of these rich texts are going to be synced in the background to Salesforce.com, along with the answers, commentary, GPS tracking, timestamping. You can mix and match answer types. So here's another example. I'm going to show you a cement factory pictorial example. This is another really neat way to collect data if you are in a factory or a environment where a pictorial is important. We can, like an engine room, to make it easy to indicate where different information is collected from, we could put answers next to pictorials. In the back end, all of this is tied to specific questions so that the question response engine is still preserved, but the user interface, you can have multiple different data points associated with a single picture. Another useful advanced functionality. We have here's another example. I'm going to show you a car accident report in case you want to take a inspection of an accident. Of course, this could be an accident in the factory, and it could be an accident in a field. It could be a first responder situation. And one interesting thing in the accident example I have is a embedded picture. So you can embed pictures along with all these different examples, speed and whatever it is that you want to collect. Here's a embedded example where the picture is pre-embedded. You're not taking the picture, but it's just part of the form, and you can annotate it directly right on the form. Accident occurred here, I see a dent there, etc. And again, at any given time, you can always do the device-specific functionality like add rich content. So here's a front side. Here's another one that says, please draw a sketch of the location of the collision. So this is a clear photo, so you could just embed clear photos and make drawings. Here's another example, purchase order inspections for doing inspections before accepting delivery of goods you might have possibly ordered. If I could. Factory acceptance testing is another area that's a common use case. Here's, in this form example, you could see the status headers and the read-only information that's pulled in from information from Salesforce.com. So we can embed any information about the asset and what's being inspected are right on the unit in read-only formats. In addition to, we can do lots of advanced things too that I might not necessarily cover today due to lack of time, but we could embed not only read-only information, we can pre-fill some of these answers using logical criteria. There's validations that are supported while you are submitting a inspection. Salesforce.com engine can pre-populate back to you a results of the inspection to either accept it or not accept it. Everything is scored, so all of these different answers are scored. In this case, I'm showing you is, give 2 points for yes, 0 points for no. So you could actually do a scoring based on the inspections, and based on the scores, we can do validations, workflows, create work orders, follow-up actions. So we have a very robust scoring mechanism built into our application, amongst other more advanced functionality. Here's a example of the signators, so you can capture digital signatures in the field. You can do more than one if you wanted to. All this becomes a matter of record for the mobile application. There's lots and lots of advanced features in the application. If you have scenarios that you want to discuss, just reach out to our team. Most likely we have it covered. Due from the interaction between our Salesforce engine and our mobile application, we've covered all the various different scenarios you might run into in an inspection scenario. For example, one is we have one advanced feature is conditional branching, meaning the next question is based on the prior question's answer. So here's an example. When was the last time you visited our store? Yesterday, last week, less than a month ago, less than a year ago. Based on the answer to this question, then the next question will be a part of a different question tree chain. I have never visited the store, and I clicked on I never visited the store. It jumped to please tell us why you have not visited our store yet. So we have some intelligence built in. If I had clicked on something else, I visited yesterday, and it says on your last visit, did you like that the store was clean? And did you think the store was clean? So based on the next question, when you entered the store, did someone greet you? Yes. Did you purchase anything on your last visit? Yes, no. Yes. If since you purchased, how likely are you to recommend to our store? But you get the idea. We can set up all kinds of different hierarchies and question structures using conditional branching. It's also, we've used conditional branching in product recommendation scenarios where a site survey agent might be inspecting a room. Is there lights? Then yes, there's lights. Then show them the next upgraded model of lights. And we use the combination of conditional branching and our embedded photos concepts to be able to use this application for product recommendations. This is an advanced inspection type of scenario where if you have advanced inspection scenarios, we most likely have the tools and the modules to be able to configure it, including validations and that are complex. So upon submission and inspection, the cloud-based system will return back and put right into the inspection. We can't accept your submission because of these reasons. So we have a decision support type of a mechanism built in that could be useful in healthcare field, in a wide variety of areas where you might want advanced validations besides the simple validations. So we also have, I'm not going to get into any more examples. I think I've covered the highlights, but lots of government situations. The United States government is one of our key customers, and we do elevator safety units, property inspections, licenses with citations. So real estate and auditing of restaurants and ski lifts in Colorado, other types of various government situations. We built this inspections application looking at very wide variety of government RFPs. So we support all kinds of different things. So like here's an elevator safety example. Elevator safety, this is for government compliance of elevators. And these questions are from a government form. In the Salesforce demo, when I show you the output environments, you'll be able to see that the outputs will match exactly a government form. So we made it easy to collect information. The outputs are in a highly specific format that are configurable. Going back to our home page here, I want to cover some other areas that is important highlights of our application. Work orders is, as you saw from the inspections scenarios, work orders may be created during the inspection cycle. I've discussed that they may be automatically created or manually created from the console side. However they came to existence, they're here. So they follow their own work order life cycle. So for each work order, we have a stage-based life cycle. Is it started? Is it assigned? Is it fixed? And all of these life cycle-based values are fully customizable and configurable to an organization that wants to deploy, inspect this for their needs. The work orders are often an optional module, meaning it's not in use, or if it is used for deficiency tracking, somebody else, some other organization is responsible for actual defect fixing, but the values are reflected here once they're updated. So if work orders are an important part of your life cycle, then we have the module covered for you to be able to handle work order resolution. If they're not, if somebody else deals with it or they're not dealt with at all, that's okay too. For reporting purposes, they will appear here. Here's an example of a resolution. The field technician starts the work order. The reason we have these start-stop type of things is we keep track of all the time, when it started, when it ended, GPS, auditing, etc. So here, you can just put the resolution information, update the status, and is it completed, assigned? We know who's doing it because it's the person's logged in. Now, some advanced stuff on the work order real quick is we have time management. So how long is the technician spending on a time? So he can log time. So this can be used for timekeeping by field agents. This is important for jobs. If you're a technician, you go out to a field, you're conducting a repair job, then it's important to know how long that's been spent, both for corporate performance reasons as well as you might want to be, you might be an organization that charges time and invoices for these types of operations. You can consume parts if there's an actual physical device involved and you want to consume a part as part of the work order, you can do that. Again, it's optional. Parts may also be virtual. You might have services, you might not use it at all. It has the same gallery concept, so you can either see pictures that was already taken on behalf of the work order, or you can take new pictures. You can pull up a map, you can do a PDF of the work order. You can pull up a printable list here so that you can give this to a customer. These are totally customizable, so we can make these in your format, your logo, anything that, for look and feel wise, anything that you see in any of our demonstrations, they're all fully customizable. You can email it right in the field too. So if you have internet access, you can just hit the button, the PDF button, and you can email it in the field. This is just native capability. Okay, so besides work order tracking, the asset operations allows us to do ad hoc flows. I can go pull up a new asset or an existing asset. I'm in the field, it's not scheduled, I don't have an inspection, but I know what my asset is. You can see a little button on the barcode. Says a little barcode. So we do have barcode support, QR4 support. We have the technical ability to add RFID or other types of technologies for asset tracking. If you have a barcoding system, you can pull up the asset by that, or you can just type in the asset name and pull it up. You can see the location and ensure that you're actually talking about the right asset. Once you have found the asset, you can create a work order or an inspection. And by creating an inspection, you can just go pick the right inspection form that you have privileges for. You can just start the inspection right in the field, and voila, just as if it was assigned, where I found it, I assigned it to myself, and I created an inspection record. The rest of it is the same exact process as what we saw earlier. A couple of final highlights of our mobile application. Again, if there's anything I did not cover that you're curious about, just please reach out. There's a lot of functionality behind the scenes that for time reasons I'm not going to necessarily get into. The latest operations have sync architecture that's very secure. It's all HTTPS based. These devices it can be set using our configuration so that historical information may be here. Is it locked? Is the inspections locked after it's submitted? What happens in the review cycle? The archived, is it archived? How long to keep it on? These are all configurable options that are part of the application. My schedule is a calendar so that the inspector could see how many inspections he has in the future, and he can jump to his assignments for the future. He can then filter based on the dates. Next Tuesday, what are my inspections Monday and Tuesday? This is useful for planning purposes if he's truly out in the field and he's not getting to his calendar on the main console application. This is useful for some basic schedule tracking. Thank you very much, and that is it for the mobile application demo. Next, I will be demonstrating our Salesforce.com based App Exchange application that makes all of this work and where all this data is synced to from an administrator standpoint. And if you have any questions, please reach out to our team. Thank you.